I woke up last night at exactly 3:33 a.m. Again, that's how it started for me. A timestamp etched into my brain like a scar I couldn't scratch away. It wasn't just me, though. If you search online, forums are flooded with posts from people who swear they wake up every single night at the same time. Some say it's coincidence. Others claim it's spiritual warfare. But none of them have answers. And trust me, neither do I. At first, I thought it was stress. My life had been spiraling lately. Deadlines at work, fights with my partner, bills piling higher than my patience. Insomnia felt like a natural consequence of all that chaos. But then something strange happened. Something I can't explain. The first time I noticed, it was about 2 weeks ago. I woke up gasping for air, heart pounding, as if someone had shoved their hand inside my chest and squeezed. The clock on my nightstand blinked 3:33 in red digits. Nothing unusual there, right? Except, I didn't remember falling asleep. I sat up, trying to shake off the fog clouding my mind. That's when I saw it. The shadow. Not just any shadow. This one moved. It shifted along the wall opposite my bed, stretching unnaturally long before shrinking back into nothingness. A chill ran down my spine. Shadows don't move without light sources. And yet, mine did. For days after, I convinced myself it was exhaustion playing tricks on me. Sleep paralysis, maybe. Everyone gets freaked out by weird dreams or fleeting hallucinations, right? So why did this feel different? Then came the whispers. They began softly, almost imperceptibly, like static crackling through an old radio. At first, I dismissed them as background noise from outside. Wind, rustling leaves, distant traffic, but they grew louder over time. Louder and clearer. Words formed amidst the murmurings, fragments of sentences spoken in voices that weren't quite human. 3:33. Every damn night. By now, I'd done enough research to know I wasn't alone. Forums dedicated to sleep disorders often mention this phenomenon. Users described waking up at 3:33 a.m., feeling disoriented, panicked, sometimes even paralyzed. Many claim they heard whispers too, or worse, soft figures standing over their beds. Figures no one else could see. One user posted a chilling theory. What if we're not waking up randomly? What if something is waking us up? Their post got deleted shortly afterward. Coincidence? Or censorship? Here's where things take a turn darker than anything I'd imagined. Last week, I decided to test the theory myself. Armed with a voice recorder app on my phone, I set it beside my bed before drifting off. When I woke up again at, you guessed it, 3:33 a.m., I replayed the recording immediately. Most of it was silence punctuated by faint breathing sounds. Then, around the 3-minute mark, voices emerged, clear as day, except they weren't speaking English, or any language I recognized. The tone was guttural, rhythmic, almost ceremonial. Listening to it sent shivers crawling across my skin. Whoever, or whatever, was talking sounded angry, pleading, desperate. And here's the kicker. Buried beneath those alien syllables, I heard my name, repeatedly. So yeah, I panicked, deleted the file, tossed my phone across the room like it might bite me. But deep down, I knew erasing evidence wouldn't make the problem disappear, because whatever was happening wasn't confined to my bedroom anymore. Oh no, it followed me everywhere. Like yesterday morning, when I woke up late for work, rushing out the door, I caught sight of my reflection in the hallway mirror. Only, it wasn't entirely mine. Behind me stood a figure cloaked in darkness, its face obscured but unmistakably watching me. I spun around, heart hammering, but there was nothing there, just empty space. Or so I thought. Later that evening, while scrolling aimlessly through social media, I stumbled upon a photo shared by a friend. We'd gone hiking together last weekend, a casual outing meant to clear our heads. In the background of the picture, barely visible between trees, loomed a silhouette eerily similar to the one I'd seen earlier. Same posture, same hooded outline, same sense of being watched. My blood ran cold. How could it follow me outside my home? More importantly, why? Now, let's talk about the psychological toll. Have you ever experienced déjà vu so intense it made your stomach churn? Like reality itself glitched for half a second? That's become my new normal. Conversations loop endlessly. Objects appear displaced without explanation. Even memories seem unreliable these days. Did I really lock the front door last night? Or did I dream it? And then there's the insomnia. Real, bone-deep insomnia. Every hour spent awake feels like another step closer to unraveling completely. You start questioning everything. Your sanity, your identity, your very existence. Who am I if I can't trust my own mind? Which brings us back to the original question. Why thousands of people? Why always at 3:33 a.m.? Is it some cosmic joke? A malfunction in our collective consciousness? Or is something far more sinister orchestrating these events? Because here's what scares me most. Despite all the fear, all the confusion, part of me wants to find out. Part of me craves answers, even if they destroy me. So what happens next? Let me tell you. And trust me, this is where things spiral far beyond anything I ever imagined. After that photo, the one with the silhouette lurking behind me, I couldn't ignore it anymore. Whatever was happening wasn't just in my head. It wasn't some glitch or hallucination. This thing, this presence, had a form, a purpose. But whose purpose? And why me? I started digging deeper into online forums again, not because I wanted to, but because I needed answers. That's when I found something truly disturbing. A thread buried deep within an obscure subreddit called the 333 Collective. Most posts were typical ramblings about sleep paralysis and shadow people. But then I stumbled upon one comment chain that stopped my heart cold. A user named Obsidian Watcher wrote, "If you see them, don't look directly. They'll know you've noticed." Another replied, "What if they already know?" And then Obsidian Watcher responded with two words that made my blood freeze. Run. Hide. Simple advice, right? Except here's the kicker. Both users deleted their accounts shortly after posting. Their profiles vanished without a trace, as if they'd never existed. That's when I realized something horrifying. These weren't random strangers sharing ghost stories. Whoever, or whatever, they knew exactly what they were doing, and they didn't want to be found. Desperate for more information, I scoured every corner of the internet until I uncovered another clue hidden in plain sight. A video uploaded years ago by someone claiming to have experienced the same phenomenon. The title read, "Why We Wake Up, Unedited Footage." Curiosity got the better of me. I clicked play. At first, the footage seemed mundane. A darkened bedroom, faint moonlight streaming through half-closed blinds. Then, suddenly, the camera jolted as if knocked over. Static filled the screen for several seconds before stabilizing again. When the image returned, the room looked wrong. Objects on the dresser shifted positions ever so slightly. Shadows stretched unnaturally across the walls. And standing near the foot of the bed was a figure cloaked in darkness, its face obscured beneath a hood. Its posture reminded me eerily of the silhouette from the hiking photo. But that wasn't even the worst part. As the video continued, the figure raised its arm and pointed directly at the camera. Then came the whispering. Low, guttural murmurs identical to the ones I'd recorded on my phone. The kind that burrow into your skull and refuse to leave. By the end of the clip, the audio devolved into chaotic static, followed by a single sentence spoken clearly in English. "You're running out of time." The video ended abruptly. No explanation, no context, just those chilling words echoing in my ears long after I closed the tab. Now, here's where it gets personal. Remember how I mentioned déjà vu earlier? Well, that feeling intensified tenfold after watching the video. Conversations looped. Scenes replayed themselves like broken records. Even waking up felt less like emerging from sleep and more like stepping into a pre-written script. One morning, I woke up to find a note on my nightstand written in handwriting that wasn't mine. It read, 3 minutes left. My hands trembled as I held the paper. Had I written it while asleep? Or had someone, or something, left it there during the night? Either way, the message terrified me. 3 minutes till what? Midnight? Death? Something worse? That's when I began noticing patterns everywhere. Numbers appearing repeatedly throughout my day. License plates, receipt totals, clocks frozen at 3:33. Each instance felt like a breadcrumb leading somewhere sinister, yet impossible to resist following. Then came the dreams. Vivid, hyper-realistic nightmares that bled into my waking hours. In one recurring dream, I stood in a vast desert under a blood-red sky. At the horizon loomed a massive clock tower, its hands perpetually stuck at, you guessed it, 3:33. Surrounding me were thousands of other people, all staring blankly ahead, their faces void of emotion. Every time I tried to speak, no sound escaped my lips. Every time I moved, the ground beneath me cracked further, threatening to swallow us whole. When I woke up screaming from these visions, I'd always check the clock. Always 3:33 a.m. It wasn't until last night that everything changed. I woke up gasping, drenched in sweat, heart hammering against my ribs. The usual whispers filled the air, louder now, overlapping each other in a cacophony of voices. But this time, something was different. Instead of fading away as they normally did, the whispers coalesced into a single voice, one I recognized immediately. It was mine, except it wasn't coming from my mouth. It echoed from somewhere outside my body, reverberating through the room like a speaker turned up too loud. My own voice speaking words I hadn't thought, let alone said aloud. "You shouldn't have looked." Panic surged through me. I scrambled out of bed, tripping over blankets tangled around my legs. The room spun wildly as I fumbled for the light switch. When the overhead bulb flickered on, I froze. There, etched into the wall opposite my bed, was a message scrawled in jagged black letters. "It's already inside you." Beneath the words, a crude drawing depicted a spiral, a perfect circle twisting inward endlessly. The same spiral I've been seeing everywhere lately. On posters, in coffee stains, even carved in a tree bark during that hike. Now it stared back at me from my own wall, mocking me. But here's the twist, the part that'll make you question everything you've heard so far. Earlier today, while cleaning out old boxes in my attic, I discovered something buried beneath layers of forgotten junk. A journal belonging to my late mother. Flipping through its pages, I found entries detailing her struggles with insomnia, paranoia, and strange occurrences strikingly similar to mine. She described waking up at 3:33 a.m., hearing whispers, seeing shadows. Her final entry sent chills coursing through my veins. They told me it skips generations, that only certain bloodlines carry the mark. If you're reading this, my dear child, please forgive me. I try to protect you. Suddenly, the pieces clicked together. The déjà vu, the repeating patterns, the whispers calling my name. None of it was random. None of it was coincidence. This wasn't just happening to me. It had happened to her too, and maybe others before her. Which means, what if the reason we wake up at 3:33 a.m. isn't because something is waking us? What if we're being called, summoned, pulled toward whatever lies waiting at the center of that spiral? And here's the real question that keeps me awake now. Not out of fear, but curiosity. Is it evil? Or is it simply inevitable?